Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to a republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may now take your seats.
Now at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the principal of Duncan Polytechnical High School, Mr. Eric Martinez, for his principal's address to the class of 2022.
All right, let us start. We have alarms going off behind me. But anyway, good evening and welcome to the 2022 Duncan Polytechnical High School graduation ceremony. It is with great honor that I welcome you all to this most important celebration that recognizes the accomplishments of our graduates. Tonight, 234 seniors seated before us will be recognized for their successes of fulfilling the rigorous academic requirements necessary to earn a high school diploma from the Duncan Polytechnical High School. Before I address the senior class for the last time with my principal's message, I would first like to thank our families and community, classified staff, teachers, counselors, coordinators, and vice principals for all their tireless efforts to ensure our students crossed the finish line and received a priceless education that's prepared them for higher education, the workforce, and for life. I would also like to thank those in attendance. Our Deputy Superintendent, Misty Hurt, Chief Academic Officer, Natasha Baker, Assistant Superintendent, Jeremy Ward, Chief Technology Officer, Tammy Lundberg, and our very special trustee, Mrs. Veva Islas, for your attendance this evening and for your unwavering support and commitment to our students, staff, and community in our efforts in achieving our greatest potential. Now to you graduates. You made it. This is your moment. Your commitment and dedication to our formal schooling over the last 13 plus years is something to cherish and be proud of, especially over these last 3 years of your high school career. There is a phrase, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I believe this phrase truly exemplifies this class of 2022. You're asked, or who are we really kidding? You are told without much choice to endure educational experiences that no one else has been ever asked to experience in our lifetime. Yet your ability to stay ready allowed you to individually and collectively accomplish some amazing things during times of uncertainty and fluidity. Here are a few examples. Tonight, nearly 10% of you, our graduating class, has graduated with a 4.0 or above cumulative GPA over 4 school years. This year's senior class had the most eligible to apply to the CSU and UC institutions and had the most admittance to these universities than any other class in Duncan Poly's history. We have students among us who have passed the rigorous CNA exams and earned ASC certifications and are ready for the workforce upon graduation. Our robotics team, fresh out the World Championships in Houston, as well as our Skills USA winners and HOSA winners who will compete in the national championships in a few weeks. You, the class of 2022, have also been part of 3,500 long hours of community service by our Air Force JROTC and the several other community service hours you put in for your senior work. These are just some of our great and few accomplishments and achievements that you have achieved as a Duncan Poly Stallion. Nevertheless, after tonight's ceremony and the months to come, you may forget about some of these amazing accolades that you and your classmates have acquired during your time here. However, I am certain that you will not forget the experiences and relationships you have forged during your time at Duncan Poly High School. These deep-rooted relationships and unforgettable experiences will be with you forever and can be something you can continue to lean upon with the years after your high school. To showcase what I'm referencing, I invite you to take a look at the screen behind me so we can provide a look back to these unmatched bonds and memories you have created.
Nhấn đầu nó ha. Nhấn đầu nó xi măng sẽ ra là hay luôn mình rồi có chuyện nổi. Im. Ít ra lột cho trẻ mà phu có.
Tetap.
Lột.
Chơi chơi.
Cho linh tè.
Now, as you are about to embark on your next journey, I urge you to continue to be proud of all that you have accomplished and be confident that you are ready for the next step in life, whatever that might be. However, before you officially become a high school graduate tonight, here are the top 5 things that you, the class of 2022, probably will be glad to never have to experience again as a Duncan Poly Stallion. So here's your top 5, class of 2022. Number 5, not having to receive another Duncan Poly school messenger phone call for attendance, COVID exposure notifications, or for being in close contact multiple times a week. Wow, I should move that to number 1. That's a great response. Number 4, having to quickly pull up your face mask to hide nose piercings or fake knee pain to cover up the holes in your jeans with your hands, hoping that Mr. Hulk and Miss Magical didn't notice the dress code violation. Number 3, this one's gonna hit home. Telling your Uber Eats and Grubhub delivery driver to meet you on the corner of Cedar and Garland because those types of lunch deliveries were not allowed at our school. Yes, very smart, but against the rules. Number 2, getting shown up on the dance floor at your very own school dances by our senior class advisors, Senora Robinson and Senora Arizmendi. I mean, they still got the moves, but come on, senior class. And the number 1 thing that you may never have to experience again as a Duncan Poly Stallion, but I truly believe you will actually miss, is hearing the phrase Stallion Strong. Class of 2022, you are indeed Stallion Strong. This strength has been cultivated in you throughout the years of your schooling and refined here at Duncan Poly. I have no doubt that you will continue to show your Stallion strength in the years to come as leaders in this community and throughout this world. Class of 2022, you will be dearly missed. And I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors as you always continue to stay ready for whatever comes your way. Now it is my honor to introduce your valedictorian, Tobias, to the platform as he will deliver the first of our half of our valedictorian address.
Good evening, parents, family, friends, teachers, and staff, and fellow members of Duncan's class of 2022. I never thought I would be up here, speaking at graduation, but here I am, and here we are. Thank you all for coming, and more so, thanks to everyone who helped us get here today. We would never admit it because we are teenagers, but we do truly appreciate all of the hard work you have put in. My name is Tobias Jonathan Ents, or Toby, as most of you probably know me. I'm the crazy guy who 3D printed keychains of his own head to hand out as part of his homecoming campaign. And for those of you who are curious, I did win. But enough with the formalities and introductions. Tonight is a night for us, the seniors, to look back on our time here and to celebrate all we learned, the friendships we made, the people we became, and the fact that somehow, despite everything the world has thrown at us, we all still made it to graduation. It is my honor and my privilege to be giving you this speech. 4 years, that's how long we have been together, and 4 years is a long time, especially when one of those years was 2020. It is crazy when you think about it. They are going to write textbooks about us. In 50 years, kids will be reading a section in their history book titled The Great Toilet Paper Shortage of 2020. I have not even started yet on the chaos that was online school. They will probably not mention how every other week we were introduced to a new educational app or website for us to remember we had homework on. Freshman year feels like such a long time ago, where we were introduced to the iData and MASH pathways and the sheer amount of work that high school classes contained. I'm pretty sure when I got my first note cards assignment, I went into some form of shock. All of us had an idea of what we wanted to do when we graduated, be it our plan or someone else's plan for us. But none of us expected what would come the following year. We began our sophomore year normally, until we were struck with one of the biggest challenges the world has faced during our lifetime. I still remember sitting in class on March 13th, 2020, when we heard that school was going to be postponed for a month until COVID blew over. Just 1 month, they said. How naive we were. While in quarantine, we had plenty of time to pursue new hobbies, as long as those hobbies did not require us to go outside. These moments, stuck at home and bored out of our minds, were where we started to develop our true passions. We all face different challenges in quarantine, from the extroverts not being able to socialize to the introverts being stuck at home with the same group of people for months on end. I would not expect that any of us would complain if we never had to join another class on Teams ever again. Junior year was a year, that is for certain. We learned that not all of us are built for online classes, and we streamed more movies and TV shows than should be humanly possible. We took even more time to pursue our interests and kept thinking about what college would look like for us. Normally, this is the point in one of these speeches where I would talk about how we began to, as juniors, walk around the school with a bit more confidence as we grew more mature and dignified. But I guess that the best I can do is to tell you that you sat at your computers with more confidence than any class I've ever seen. This may be because it was only in our classes where anyone was willing to turn on their camera. The awkwardness of returning back in person as seniors after a year and a half of quarantine was quickly forgotten due to just how happy we were to talk to each other face to face again.